Well, this radio can use some help. In case you guys are wondering, if you don't know what this is a very rare radio that I paid for. It's untested, and you'll see why in a minute. This is a 1937 10S 130 Tombstone radio. This thing is heavier than I thought it was going to be. This thing's 52 pounds, and it's 10 tube. It was packed very well. Some of the it's delaminating over here a little bit. Yeah, this took me about a year to find one, and like I said, this was not cheap. I just had a bunch of coffee. I don't know why I'm shaking. Let's take a look at the back. All the vacuum bulbs are in there. So there were like almost 30 bids on this thing, and I won it. The star of the show is this wonderful UL approved line cord. Three-stage tuning capacitor. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get this out of here and go through it. I would like to, maybe I can glue that back on there, I don't know. I mean, for the most part, the cabinet isn't screwed that bad. The dial face looks like it's in pretty good condition. And if I was needing to replace it, Radio Days makes a replication, a new modern one of these dial faces in the front, which is kind of nice. I'll know more when I pull the chassis out of here. Alright, so we have some surprises here, man. Something got into this radio and made a nest, and I don't know how the hell they even got in there. It looks like a mouse. But the only evidence I find is on the cabinet. There's marks of missing, actually there's missing, it's not the grill cloth, but maybe it chewed through the grill cloth. Maybe that's how that happened. It probably chewed through the speaker and the grill cloth. That's how it got in there. But how did it get under the chassis? I don't know. So we're going to take a look at the underside of the chassis. I have not inspected it yet. And of course we have all kinds of noise because it's Saturday. So enjoy your noisy Saturday. We got these. We all know what these are. Goodness. So even if I don't post this video, which I might not, I don't know, this is going to be an ongoing project, obviously. And out of all the newspaper that I found in the chassis, I was trying to find a date and I didn't find a date, but they look like they're old. So anyway, I gotta put the cabinet away. I'm gonna store this in the house, and we'll deal with this another time, like this. I mean, for the most part, it's intact. So, more to come. Welcome back. It's been a week. And we got the rat's nest cleaned up, whatever the hell all that paper was. And here's the inside of the radio. Nothing has chewed up any of the wires, whatever the hell that was in here. Of course, we have the dreaded broken belt. If you ever try to replace one of these belts, you have to take everything apart. The dial face assembly has to come off, this has to come off. Yeah, it's a mess. I'm not worried about that right now. I don't think this thing has been powered on in a very long time. Today what we're going to do is replace this with a new one, and we're going to bring it up on Variac dim bulb watt meter very slowly and see what happens. I did clean a lot of the tubes and tube sockets. I kind of wiped everything off on the top, but yeah, these I believe are electrolytics. They probably should go bye-bye. Of course, you can't read that one anymore, and the schematic's questionable. I believe these are 16 microfarad at 450. But we'll have to do more investigative work. This speaker ought to sound awesome. I metered the coils. They're not open. We're getting ready to fire this thing up. I have Variac dim bulb, normal stuff going on over there. So we're going to fire this thing up here in a few minutes. But this isn't too bad. This isn't too bad. I watched a video of a guy that was assessing one of these radios, and it had, like, this was loose, this was all over the place. I know those capacitors need to go, and I have no idea when the last time this thing was ever fired up. Alright, so let's see here. Radio's on. Slowly bring this up. Let me draw on here. Well, that's good. Let's see. We're going to take it up a little bit higher here. There's no short. Volume all the way up. Yeah, those capacitors need to be replaced. I mean, it's obvious. Let's go to around 120, and it's still not bright, which indicates there's no short. About 20 watts. The tubes are getting warm. Yeah, I didn't expect to hear anything out of this speaker because we still got capacitor problems in here, but at least there's power. At least there's power. Alright, so we're back on this thing. We knew about the speaker. So what I did was I ran a signal with my signal generator from the volume pot, and I was tracing it to the output tubes. It's making it to the output tubes. I can hear it. Now we know the capacitors are going to be bad in this can. Which, you see how many wires there are? According to the schematic, this is supposed to be like an 8 microfarad cap at 450. But there's like 6 wires going into this thing. So it's making it to both audio output tubes. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have to start testing tubes and see if we have a bad tube. We may have a bad tube. I don't know. Little by little. That's all you can do. And it's freaking summer and hot in Florida. Alright, finally the noisy neighbor stopped making noise. So this is probably about 2 weeks later. I did replace all the electrolytics in those cans. Uh-oh, I think he's going to make more noise. So we're still having an oscillator issue, but the good news is all the tubes are good. I ordered this one here because the cap came off. But the good news is, he's going to start making noise again. I'm injecting signal into this radio, and it's making it to the speaker. I'm still on the light bulb. I have not come off the light bulb. We're still only drawing about 19 watts. Oh, there he goes. Believe it or not, the speaker works. So there's our tone, which means the amplification is all working, the rectifier is working. That seems to be working. But other than that, it's completely dead. I believe we have an oscillator issue. So I'm going to stop now because this is probably getting annoying for you guys. I didn't want to bore you with all the recapping stuff because, you know, there's only about 2 videos of people doing that on YouTube. So we'll bring you back and see what's next on the list. We're back with this. So I replaced 15 capacitors so far. There's a few more left. Dial cord, cleaned everything. I need to try to fix this. So this lug back here was pretty much dead. And when I traced it down to this antenna assembly coil, that wire is not soldered on to that lug, which connects to the antenna. I'm going to attempt to solder a human hair onto that lug and see if we can fix that. Right now I bypassed it over to this coil assembly over here so I can test the radio. The radio is receiving. It is working. It still needs other things done to it, but at least it's receiving. So there you go. Now some storm was coming. Alright, so that did not work. That actually made it worse, so I went back to the other plan. Also, I'm going to have to pull this out. With this micro capacitor domino thing test open, I did jump it, and that didn't seem to help, so I got to pull it out of the circuit and test it with a good tester, not the one I used. It is receiving.
Ready to help. Text Clay to 989898. Receive a free no obligation info kit. Again, that's Clay 989898. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of happy customers. You can trust Birch Gold like we do. Text Clay to 989898. You ain't imagining it. The world has gone insane.
This mint condition speaker needs to be replaced. Like I think I said before, somebody put this speaker in here, which is a Quam. It's not Zenith branded. Zenith would never put this speaker in here, so somebody did this. But it's receiving.